We got a new leader for offensive tackle, Emmanuel Iheanacho. He's the number 2 rated offensive tackle, the number 2 best player overall. And Steve, Oregon was out front, but now it's Maryland. What happened?
Well, I think the more he thinks about his process, the more he thinks about staying home for college. He said that actually started with Malik Washington, 4-star quarterback in the 2025 class, signing with Maryland, staying home. Then Zion Ely committing to Maryland, the number 1 edge rusher in the country, being in the fold for the Terrapins, the hometown hero. He said he's dreamed once about a Big Ten championship coming to Maryland, being a big part of that, 40 minutes away. His mom doesn't like flying. And just the relationship with Coach Loxley and the staff. He's camped at Maryland. They've been on the rate. He's been on their radar for 3 years. He's going to visit Maryland this coming weekend. He's going to come back for a couple spring practices. But there's just a lot of excitement around the program. Malik Washington being a big part of that. Zion Ely playing with a lot of guys that he knows from the area. Maryland is setting the pace in this recruitment, and it's obvious that they cannot be discounted. There's a lot of local talent looking at Maryland right now. Zion Ely and Emmanuel Iheanacho leading that charge and that movement right now. He may visit Oregon next weekend, though, so Oregon's still very much alive. Georgia, Penn State's on the itinerary for an official visit. Alabama, Tennessee, Miami. He's got a top 11, so it's not like he's not down to a top 2 like Jared Curtis, but Maryland is leading the charge right now. Oregon 2, and we'll see what happens from there.
But Iheanacho's not the only one that is also high on Maryland. What else do the Terps have going on right now?
Well, the number 4 safety in the country, number 3 player in the state, Jaira Edwards, he has his official visit locked in with Maryland. Programs like Auburn, Texas A&M, Oregon, a few other front runners for Jaira Edwards, but he too talked about playing in his own backyard. His teammate is Zion Ely. He even talked about Manny Iheanacho's interest and love for Maryland, and that would be something he would like to be part of. Said Maryland does a good job of recruiting their hometown players, and he talked about the DBs that they send to the league year in and year out. Kerry Adams is the number 4 cornerback in the country. He's out of the DMV. Penn State's his leader, but Maryland's right there. Oregon, USC, Notre Dame, Michigan, some of the others that he's high on. You know, Maryland, they're in it for the Gonzaga, Washington, D.C. Gonzaga defensive ends. Carter Meadows, recently minted 5-star. Edge rusher Tyson Harley. They were the second program to offer Tyson Harley. He spoke highly of the Terrapins today. Zahir Cobb is a safety from Washington, D.C. He's going to take his official to Maryland June 13th. Hakeem Satterwhite, another one out of St. Francis. He's going to be part of that humongous official visit weekend at the end of June that will also include Iheanacho. But Satterwhite's got a top 10. Maryland's closer to the top of that list. 4-star receiver Connor Salmon. Mike Loxley went and visited him. Maryland's on his short list. You got Clemson, Penn State, Notre Dame, Virginia in there as well for Connor Salmon.